When we talk about bid, no bid decisions, we're referring to the choice your organisation will take in selecting which tenders it will pursue and which it will decide not to. Ultimately, you want to concentrate your time and resources on those opportunities which you can win and which have the strongest commercial appeal. For example, the UK spent £30 million on its successful bid to host the Olympic Games in 2012. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the government saw early reassurances from the International Olympic Committee that the competition would be objective and that London would have a fair chance of winning. In comparison, England spent £15 million on its bid to host the Football World Cup finals in 2018. Whilst the bid was technically very strong, the decision to bid arguably underestimated the poor relationship between the English Football Association and FIFA at the time. The bid lost and the finals were awarded to Russia. These examples show that making informed decisions when choosing the right opportunities can really increase your chances of success. If you can become better at selecting the most winnable opportunities, then your conversion rate on winning tenders should improve. The key to making good bid no bid decisions is to make them as objective as possible. Make your decisions based on facts more so than gut feel, guesswork and intuition. There are many variables to consider when selecting an opportunity to bid for. These can usually be broken down into the following factors: opportunity factors, market factors, internal factors and commercial factors. Opportunity factors relate to the specific characteristics about the opportunity itself. For example, there may be minimum pass or fail criteria such as a requirement to hold specific accreditations or quality standards. If you can't meet these requirements, it should be a clear no bid decision. Market factors consider the wider context of the opportunity. For example, is there already an incumbent supplier who holds the current contract? What level of competition might you expect from other suppliers? Are these types of opportunity usually won by local or national suppliers? Internal factors relate to your own organisation. For example, are you able to deliver all the requirements which the buyer has asked for? Do you have current resources available to write the bid? Can you deliver the service through your existing staff and resources? And does the opportunity fit with your organisation's business plan? Commercial factors relate to the financial appeal of the opportunity. For example, does your initial analysis suggest that the opportunity is profitable? Are payments dependent on achieving a minimum performance level? Can you meet any upfront investment requirements? Good bid no bid decision making is rarely linear. You can't necessarily apply a singular flowchart or decision tree process. The priority of different criteria can change with different opportunities. You might start with a broad long list of criteria. For example, you may initially count in all opportunities to deliver a service which you already offer, which are in a current market and for which you already have referenceable expertise. You may then need to whittle that list down to a manageable number of bids, maybe even just a single bid. One option for doing this is by using a matrix approach, applying a score to each different aspect of the opportunity. For example, opportunities within your local area from where you already deliver services may be given a higher score than for opportunities based further afield. You might award opportunities a high, medium or low rating on this basis. More attractive criteria, such as contracts with higher values, longer durations and greater forecast profitability, might be given a greater score weighting. You probably won't have all the information you would ideally like to have to base your decision upon. The buyer's invitation to tender may have gaps or omissions. Similarly, there may be aspects of the opportunity which may be hard to forecast, such as how the contract may perform financially in practice. Accurately predicting the likely level of rival competition can also be challenging. It can be especially hard to compare a choice of two different opportunities when the available information that you have does not support a direct like-for-like analysis. However hard you try to be objective, there may inevitably be an element of subjective analysis. Whilst you may need to be accepting of this to a point, you need to be happy that any general assumptions have been based on informed understanding as far as possible. Sometimes you can identify opportunities even before the formal tender process begins. For example, if an existing contract is coming up for renewal, then you should be able to predict when the process for retendering that contract should occur. Alternatively, some buyers sometimes use market engagement activities to let interested suppliers know that they're preparing to launch a new tender. It may also be possible to develop a proactive and preemptive relationship with target buyers to help build a better understanding of their purchasing cycles and priorities. By applying techniques such as these, you may be able to make provisional bid no bid decisions on opportunities at an earlier point. If you can count in opportunities sooner, then you have the potential to be better prepared and be in a stronger position to win when the formal tender process starts. Of course, you can't always identify every opportunity in advance. Sometimes you won't know about an opportunity until the tender process begins. In these situations, it is important that you make timely bid-no-bid decisions, especially where the timeframe towards the bid deadline is relatively short. For example, for a tender with a turnaround of as little as 4 weeks, you should ideally be making a bid-no-bid decision within a couple of days of that opportunity first being released. Any delay in getting started on a tender may add extra pressure later in finishing the response to the most competitive standard possible. This requires responsive governance and decision making. If you've already agreed key minimum criteria which a new opportunity must satisfy, then that should help you to make faster, more objective decisions. You need clarity in terms of who ultimately is making the bid-no-bid decision. Sometimes that may be the business owner or managing director, or sometimes that decision may be clearly delegated to another manager. The decision maker may be responsible for analysing the opportunity, or another team member may do this for them. Either way, this needs to happen as soon as possible. The decision maker then needs to be available and in a position to make a prompt decision. If new information emerges later in the bid timeline, there is nothing to stop you from changing your original decision. Indeed, we would recommend that you systematically review your bid-no-bid decision at each point in your process, continuously sense-checking your original assumptions. We hope that you found this tutorial to be helpful. Please feel free to check out the other tutorials on our website or get in touch with us to find out more.